Welcome to Parkinson Voice Project Speak Out Home Practice Sessions. My name is Sarah Deasing. I'm a certified Speak Out provider and speech language pathologist. Today's subject is answering your questions. Say it with intent. Answering your questions. Speak out more. Answering your questions. And this makes me smile with intent. Smile with me. Excellent. Put your name in the chat if it's asking you to do so. Then the messages and motivational images will appear on your screen for today's session. So I will look back and see what questions have come up during the session, as I'm sure there will. But if you want to have your question answers, make sure that you email intent@parkinsonvoiceproject.org, and I will be delighted to answer them. Take a sip with intent and swallow with intent. Parkinson Voice Project is a nonprofit organization, and it is so important that you become a part of Speak Out Therapy to regain and retain your speech and your swallowing. So you do that by seeing a certified Speak Out provider, which we can help you to locate one, and doing your daily exercises. So before we start with the first exercise for today, our first question comes from Harvey from Alberta. So Harvey says, "Hi Sarah, you asked for questions to be sent. I was wondering if you could give tips on how to project your voice. When you're Samantha say project your voice, I do not know if I do it properly." So Harvey, the warm-up exercise is a great exercise for this. So you don't want to squeeze or strain your voice. What you want to do, use intent to project. So that means you're getting ready. You're using our whole body to send your voice forward. So the warm-up exercise with the sound helps to project your voice forward. So it's a warming up for where to send your voice and for your body. So let's do it together. Get ready. May, me, my, mo, moo. So we're getting that sound forward and then sending it out. Something that helps with this is looking where you want your voice to go. So not closing your eyes or looking down. So put your eyes where you want your voice to go. May, me, my, mo, moo. Another good way to project your voice is to say, hello. Let's say that together with intent. Hello. So keeping that same forward voice, we're going to do 3 more of our warm-ups. May, me, my, mo, moo. Thinking about sending my voice out with intent. May, me, my, mo, moo. Last one with intent. May, me, my, mo, moo. Well done. Take a sip with intent. And swallow with intent. For the Oz, we have a comment from Joe from Minnesota. So Joe says, in a recent beneficial lesson, Sarah reminded us to use a mirror to see if my mouth is really opening as far as I think it is. To me, the old phone camera set on selfie mode is a much better way than a mirror. It gets me to thinking even when Samantha tells us to sit as if we're talking to someone. How often do I have a phone in my hand when I'm talking to someone? Most of the time. So thank you, Joe, for your wonderful email. So a great way to tell if you're opening your mouth during the ahs is to record yourself or look at yourself on your camera, on your phone, or on your computer to see, am I really opening my mouth up when I'm doing those ah exercises? Because if your mouth is closed, then you can't project forward with your voice. So if you're really brave, you can record yourself, go back and evaluate your speak out exercises. So it's going to make them a lot better. When I'm treating my patients, I'll say sometimes during the ahs or the glides, like look at yourself in the Zoom meeting and see if you're actually opening your mouth. So let's practice those ahs together. Ah, and open mouth, forward voice. Ah, and sending your voice out way in front of you. More intent. And one more. So another way to tell if you're using intent instead of pushing or straining your voice is with your ahs. So if you're squeezing everything tight, which is not a good way to use your voice, your ah is going to sound like this. Ready? Ah, ooh, terrible, awful. So that is when your ah is in the back of your mouth. You're not using intent. Instead, we're going to prepare, we're going to be focused, we're going to be deliberate, and we're going to project out a steady ah. Let's do it together. Ah. Wonderful. Take a sip with intent. And swallow with intent. For our next exercise, the glides. So the glides are really tricky, and this is one of the exercises that really benefits from seeing a certified speak out provider. So to make sure that you're doing these exercises correctly to help your voice and your swallow and not to harm it, really important to see a certified speak out provider, and they can answer your questions too. Let's begin with the glides. A steady ah, gliding up, stop. Another steady ah, and gliding on down with intent. Ah, ah. Speak out more. Ah, ah. Wonderful. Starting off strong. Ah, ah. sending our voice out and we're gliding on purpose. Ah. Ah. Last one, make it your best one. Ah. Ah. Wonderful. Take a sip with intent. And swallow with intent. We have a couple questions about the counting exercise. So they kind of go together. The first question is from Horatio from Pennsylvania. He says, in the counting exercise, will we ever count beyond 12? That is a wonderful question. So we want everybody to be able to benefit from these exercises, no matter what different levels you might be on. So even if you are really experienced at Speak Out, your voice is really good, you can still benefit from the exercise. It just makes you more deliberate and more effortful when you're saying every number with intent. You could stretch them more. You could bring the numbers up and over more. So there are things that you can do to make it more challenging for yourself. But yes, we can count to other numbers too. So I appreciate that. We also have Andy from North Carolina. He says, why do you slow down when we reach the final line of numbers, 10, 11, 12, and especially 13 through 16? So it seems unnatural. I understand the need to stretch out and connect each number, but the rhythm on the last line seems to be lost. So let's try it out. So let's count with intent and see what you think. Every number connecting and stretching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you might have noticed, yes, the rhythm was thrown off. There are also more syllables in 11 and 12, especially when you get to 13, 14, 15. So just because they're longer, that makes them more challenging to say with intent. So the goal isn't really to keep the rhythm. The goal is to say every part of the number with intent. So the other thing to note is that by the time you get to the last line, you might kind of be running out of steam a little bit. So that's why, we try to emphasize that you need more intent to do that last line well. So that's a good exercise for no matter how long you have been talking, you are continually speaking with intent until after your last word. So let's count every number with intent, connecting the numbers together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And just to mix it up, let's go to 16 with intent. So you will feel that you need more intent to do 1 through 4, and especially on that last line. Speak out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. More intent. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Excellent work. Take a sip with intent and swallow with intent. So, next question for our session today. People ask me about what more intent means. They're like, I was trying hard the first time. Why are you telling me to use more intent? Well, this is not a reflection on how hard you're trying. So the next time you say it, when we're practicing speaking with intent, then you'll already know what you're reading, what you're going to say, and the next time it will be better. Your projection, your articulation, your resonance, your breathing, your voice, everything about it is going to be better the second time. So if you're not sure about what intent is, definitely find a certified Speak Out provider today. Or if you already have one, get in a Speak Out therapy group. So that weekly reminder to speak with intent, the individualized feedback from your certified Speak Out provider, and listening to other people speaking with intent really helps, because you might not be able to hear the difference when you do it, but you definitely can when you hear other people speaking with more intent. So let's read today what intent means. So this is in the beginning and the end of the Speak Out booklet. We're going to read each sentence 2 times, use more intent the second time. I'm going to take another sip before we do this. Emphasize the highlighted words, more intent. Speaking with intent means to focus. Say it with intent. Focus. Next one. Concentrate. More intent. Concentrate. Next one. Speak out. Be purposeful. More intent. Be purposeful. Next one. Be mindful. Speak out. Be mindful. Next one. Take control of your speech. More intent. Take control of your speech. Speak out. Put forth conscious effort. More intent. Put forth conscious effort. Speak out. Say it like you mean it. More intent. Say it like you mean it. Last one. Be deliberate. Speak out. Be deliberate. So our last question is from Kurt from California, and he says, I have a question about daily practice content. When I read materials, I tend to want to read them a little more quickly and with a little more verse. You always go slower than I'm inclined to do. I'm sure that's intentional. What does that accomplish? So thank you to Kurt and all of our participants who have emailed us questions. I love getting your emails and all of your just really wonderful and encouraging comments and answering your questions. So for the reading, so this is like going to the gym. So we are using so much intent. We are practicing at the top of our game. So it's like when you go to the gym, so you're really focusing, you're really being intentional, so that when you're doing other things, you're able to do them with that strength and that control that you built up when you're at the gym. So that's what we're doing right now, is we are really flexing your muscles and we are really increasing your ability to use intent by emphasizing, by being focused and deliberate. So it might feel a little bit weird, but here's the thing, to the people around you, it actually sounds good. So ask the people around you, am I using too much intent? And they will probably tell you no. And again, this is a really important reason why you need to work with a certified speak out provider, because they can help you calibrate how much intent you need to use, or what do you need to focus on in your speech to be able to communicate efficiently and clearly. All right, take a sip with intent. And swallow with intent. So for our conversation exercise today, we're going to make a short one because I'm going over on this session. Conversation exercises. What questions do you have? Tell me your question with intent. Before we close, let's practice with Dr. Boone's words. Let's get ready with a sip. And speak out, emphasizing those G's, NG's, and K's to exercise the swallow. Gu, la, gung, ga, ga. Gu, la, gung, ga, ga. Ku, ka, mung, gu, ka. Ku, ka, mung, gu, ka. Gungla, gungla. Ku, kla, ku, kla. Excellent work. Thank you for practicing with me today. So make sure to check us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. So we're putting lots of exciting materials and resources on our social media. I've been doing a Ask the Parkinson's Expert series. So excited about that. So go check that out. Share it with your friends and family to help get the word out about Speak Out. Excellent work today. You practiced with intent. I enjoyed practicing with you. Let's move into the rest of our day to speak and live with intent.